Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to episode 27 of Bliss Tell. I'm back. Yay, I know it's been a while. I have a bit of a new setup. I'm not in bed. I'm actually in my writing office. And that thing behind me is just to cover up a lot of mess behind me. So I need to get used to my new setup a little bit and not look at myself, but look into the camera. Okay, I will do that. So I'm back. We've been back from Belgium, like I think 3 weeks now. But yeah, in Belgium I was not able to record, and then we went to Phuket for my birthday. I'm 38 now. I feel more like 48 this morning, I must admit. Had a bit of a rough night last night. I said to Caroline, I'm gonna have to record this in my sunglasses, but I didn't do that because, I didn't do that. I didn't think it was a good idea in the end. And last week I had planned to come back with Bliss and Tell, but I had a really shit week last week. Writing wise and otherwise, I wasn't sleeping very well and blah blah blah. I think I was just really still adjusting to the Hong Kong weather and sleeping badly because it's too hot in the bedroom and all of that. But anyway, all of that is in the past now. I am back, and I had an amazing writing week. So maybe I should talk a little bit about this new book I'm writing, In the Distance There Is Light. It was a very difficult beginning. I think maybe because, well, the book, it's not so much, but I'm not afraid to tackle a bit of a controversial topic in my books. This is not so much the topic that is controversial, but the pairing. And I think I was maybe having some objections to it, like subconsciously, to writing about this, because it was a bit difficult to get into because I know I'm being a very big tease, but I don't know if I can actually give it away already, so I'm not. But I think what my primary job as when deciding to write this book is to make this pairing, which is, there is no other way around it. It's like extremely controversial. Some people already thought that Seasons of Love was controversial, which there's an age difference, but come on, but this is like a little bit out there even for me. So my job as a writer is to make this pairing like believable, and that's the only way there is for these characters, and to make it inevitable and palatable and all of that. So it's a bit difficult for me to do that in the beginning, to find my groove, but now I have, and I've been totally obsessed with this book. And so I think it's gonna be like for me, my two most important books. This is purely emotional. It's not like rational, and books mean different things to different people, right? But as the writer of these books, my two biggest books for me are At the Water's Edge and Seasons of Love. And I think this is going to be the third one in this, in books that mean the most to me. Well, Water's Edge meant a lot because, it was very personal, and also that book changed so much for me because it was my first full-length novel, and it was so successful, and I got so much feedback from that. So it was a big step forward for me in my writing career. And then Seasons of Love is not so much because of the topic, or the theme of the book, but I think style wise and writing wise, I always felt like I took it to the next level with that book. And then I think this book, In the Distance There Is Light, is going to, it's going to be another level of something, but I don't know yet what. But I think because as writers we always have like the inner critic, which is like resistance and all of that shit that I've talked about already. I think the next level for me for this book in my career is going to be like like really silencing the inner critic and saying, shut up, I know this book is out there and controversial and difficult, but I'm going to write it anyway because I can, and I know I can. And I think maybe in that respect, it's I mean, while I'm writing it, I do feel its importance to me. So I think also that's kind of why I'm enjoying it so much. Not that I mean, like No Strings Attached, I talked about the writing process of No Strings Attached. Of course, if you're new to Bliss Tell, because I know it's been a while and I get people subscribing via my mailing lists and stuff like that. So if you're new, you don't know that I suffered a little. Well, suffered is a bit of a dramatic word, but we all know I'm very fond of dramatic words. And writing No Strings Attached was not easy for me because I had a bit of a burnout going on and blah blah blah. Oh, damn it. See, so also if you're new, this is what I do. I lose track of my point. I forgot the point I was going to make. Anyway, let's just move on. Let me see what I have here in my notes. So I've been babbling, but I said it was going to be extra long-winded because it's been a while, and I'm kind of like I've kind of lost the habit of doing this, but I'll get back to it because I really enjoy it. So let's do the highlights of the past week, which is what I always do. So let's see. Well, this just in. A couple of months ago, we started talking to Bella Books in the US, and they asked, oh, why don't you distribute your books via the Bella websites, which is something they do with a lot of other publishers. So we said yes, and then this morning we got our first sales report from them, and that was very hopeful. And I think it's great that you can find new ways of distribution, and this is like really targeted to the lesbian market. So it's a great collaboration, and all of our books that are not in Kindle Unlimited will eventually be distributed there. We're still working on it. They're not all up there yet. Takes a bit of organization and stuff like that. But if you want to support lesbian publishers, buy books at Bella Books. It's good for everyone. It's a win-win. So that's great. And then, well, the other big thing, which I didn't even know about, is that my book Far From the World We Know got mentioned on After Ellen. After Ellen. I mean, I was seeing my friends last night, and I told them, I was on After Ellen, and they were like, what? They don't know. They don't know what After Ellen is, but every lesbian knows what After Ellen is, right? So to me it was a big deal to be mentioned on After Ellen, but this actually happened already, I think 2 weeks ago, and I have not been caught up on my After Ellen reading. It was actually my wife who saw that. She was shouting, "Oh, look, you're on After Ellen!" She was like procrastinating, I think, going through her blog feeds and stuff. So that was great. That was definitely a highlight of my week. I think I ended up maybe being a bit too excited and then having to calm myself down with one too many GNTs. So it's Saturday morning, so I don't always feel like this on a Saturday morning. And so anyway, what else? I got the cover and book description blurb for No Strings Attached, the first book in my new series, the Pink Bean series. And the cover, Caroline has been working on it. She's been trying to get it right for a long time, since before we left for Belgium, I think, because that's when I finished the book, right? The first draft. So, but finally, it came together. It's like when I'm struggling with writing, she says, because something happened. I get very dramatic. I say, oh no, I've lost it and I'll never be able to write again and blah blah blah, and then she tells me, oh, shut up, and she's supportive. She doesn't just say shut up, though she does tell me sometimes to just shut up. Because I'm so long-winded, but so the way what she says to me then is, what I said to her. I said, just let it rest for a little bit and try again, and it will happen, because you've made so many great covers for me in the past, so why would you not be able to do it again? And then she did, and I'm very happy with it. And then the blurb, because blurb writing is the bane of every writer's existence. It came together, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to releasing that book on July 8th. I'm very happy with it, despite like what I was going through while I was writing it. But that's in the past now. I can still write. Yay! I'm so happy. we won't starve to death, because I'm not making us any more money. So that was very exciting this week. And then, well, The Road to You, because I didn't do a video when The Road to You came out, because that was, when was that again? We were already back here. Yeah, we just got back from Belgium, and it's still up there in the charts after 3 weeks. It's been out 3 weeks now, and it has done really well. I think it's my best release so far. I mean, I haven't got all sales figures yet, but you can tell from the Amazon rank, right? It went really high, and it stayed high for like a week. It was below 500 in the Amazon store, in the overall store. That's pretty exceptional for a lesbian romance. So that's amazing. Thank you all so much for buying the book and reading the book and leaving amazing reviews and helping me so much. It's really great. I'm so pleased with that. So yeah, of course, I don't know, did I already mention this on Bliss Tell? That I won't be publishing a book a month anymore. So I didn't have one in June, though I had one like at the end of May. I'm gonna have one at the beginning of July. But yeah, this new book I'm writing, I mean, I think because it's a bit more weightier. It's not like an airy romance like The Road to You. Not that that's what I always write, but it's going slower. I haven't like reached my top writing speed with it yet, and I'm not sure that I will, because it's like more deliberate writing kind of. So this book will only come out in September. So because first draft editing, and I booked my editor, and I finally, after 2 books, I can work with Cheyenne Blue again. Oh, I'm so pleased, because I love working with Cheyenne. Also, I wouldn't trust this book to any other editor, because I trust Cheyenne, and she's gonna tell me. She's not afraid to tell me what she thinks. So that's good, because the reason why she didn't edit my last 2 books is because she's busy. She's writing all these novels now, and which is great, for her and for us, because we can read her books. But she can't edit my books. She doesn't have the time. So anyway, be working with Cheyenne again. So let's move on. Oh yes, well this an answer to the question I got. This is like the question I received the most. So when Caroline and I, we were in Europe for 3 weeks, so we spent some time in Paris, because Paris is like 3 hours away from our hometown. And when I was in Paris, I got that itch, it's like French kissing, because I don't know, it's a really inspiring. Paris really inspired me to write the French kissing series, right? So I said, being here, I just kind of feel like writing about these characters again. And then Caroline and I, we started talking over a glass of rosé, of course, as one does in Paris, or Desperados. Oh, I love Desperados beer so much. It's French, but it's beer with tequila. I don't know. They only have it in France and sometimes in Belgium. Not in Hong Kong, which is actually a good thing. Anyway, I digress. So um, yeah, we started talking about French kissing, and we said, well, I mean, obviously we don't want to, like, some of the characters, we don't want to let them go through everything once again. That's going to get old very quick. So, but there are a few characters, namely Steph and Dominique, which are, like, I think in general the favorite characters of most readers. Not all, but I get a lot of questions about them. And I think definitely, for Steph and Dominique, there is much more to tell, because their pairing is, like, quite unique, and it has a lot of room for conflict, and the growing of their relationship. I'm trying not to give spoilers for season 3, but yeah. So what I would do is I would follow Steph and Dominique, and then introduce a couple of new characters, and the other characters would make appearance, but they wouldn't be point of view characters anymore, I think. But obviously they would still be in it, because they're all friends, right? So that was an idea. So I might do that. I mean, it's not like 100% certain yet, but I think I could make quite a few readers happy with that, and if I have the chance to do that, then why wouldn't I do it, right? So there might be a French kissing 4, maybe even 5 and 6. Who knows? Maybe I can never stop, because I have in general decided to write more in series, because they are such a good marketing tool. Like when I did a BookBub for French Kissing 1, and then I got all this sell through to season 2 and 3. That was pretty amazing. And I just started a new series again, the Pink Bean series. So yeah, we'll see. Of course, I always have so many books in my to write list. So I'll see. I'll look at my publication calendar, but it's in the cards. So yay. So what else have I done this week? Well, we've been taking a course, Facebook ads for authors. So if you're on Facebook, like most people, then maybe you'll see some ads for Harper Bliss. I haven't started yet. I want to take the course fully first, and then do some experiments, which I actually have already done in the past, but not, I hadn't taken the course then, so just like research some things myself. So we'll see about that. And I requested a BookBub ad for Once in a Lifetime yesterday. Fingers crossed. So that would be great, because Once in a Lifetime and At the Water's Edge are now no longer available in Kindle Unlimited. We are distributing them widely, so they're also on Apple and Kobo, Bella Books, so and a few others. So it's to get some traction on other retailers apart from Amazon, because Amazon is amazing, right? But what if they change the rules? Then we will starve to death. Anyway, so. Yeah, there was something else that I wanted to say. Since Seasons of Love came out as an audiobook, which I still have not listened to. I just have not had the heart to do that. But I have been listening to much more audio. I was already listening to quite a few podcasts, but I got an Audible subscription, and well, two things. Like, I am completely addicted to anything that Susie Bright does. She has this weekly podcast on Audible, In Bed with Susie Bright. So it's like, it goes back years, like a decade, I think. So there are like loads of back episodes, which I have been listening to. Like when we were in Europe in the car, we were always listening to Susie Bright. It's just so amazing, because she is just so extremely sex positive, which is just so important. And I always say to Caroline, I say every teenage girl in the world should listen to this, and then I think the world would just be a much better place, like for confidence, and boys as well, everyone. Anyway, I love Susie Bright. She's my new idol. And it is via In Bed with Susie Bright that she played an excerpt of of Lolita read by Jeremy Irons, and oh my god, like we were listening to that in the car, and we were both like, like like our jaw dropped, because it was just so amazing. I think, I mean, maybe he is like the world's best narrator, I don't know, but his articulation and his intonation and everything is just so good. And I never read Lolita. I always wanted to read it, but I could never really get into it when I was like reading it, in book form. But now when I'm listening to it, oh my god, it's like this extreme piece of art. It's like it's so beautiful. Of course, like the book, well, we all know what the book is about, but his narration, it just takes it to this level. It's unbelievable. I'm blown away every day. I listen a little bit every day. I can totally recommend that. And of course, now that I've been listening to Susie Bright, it's my dream to have one of my books narrated by Susie Bright one day. I can dream big, right? I mean, why not? I'm so short, I have to dream big. So anyway, that was a little aside. So yeah, I think I had a pretty great week this week. I finally feel like I'm back in the saddle, and a little bit of routine is good, I think, for creativity as well. So yeah, so next week more writing. Also, what we're also doing next week is moving out of our office, our lady-led office. So we won't have an office anymore, because well, basically we got kicked out, and we don't want to rent another one, because then it's a year-long rent, and we're not going to be here for another year anymore. So I'll be working from home all the time, and Caroline will be she found a desk in a co-working space here on the island, which is pretty fun. So it won't be the two of us at home all the time, because that is not good for the marriage. We have done that before, and that's why we got the office. So we have taken precautions. We will not divorce before we leave Hong Kong. So anyway, that was the highlights of the week, and so I do still have a few leftover questions. I will only do one, because I'm already at 22 minutes, and I mean, I don't want it to be. Someone commented on Facebook and said, "Oh, I look forward to your feature-length episode next week." 1.5 hours. That's not what I want. So I have a question from Sue, and the question is: as a writer, do you regard yourself as an artist, or do you regard writing as your job? Well, that's actually a pretty good question. Well, a very good question, Sue. Thank you for asking me this question. The answer is both, because I mean, especially like a week like this week, when I'm writing and my flow is, I'm really in it, like, and it feels like a drug, like when I'm done writing, it's like I'm high. Like, I think I can compare it to that, and it's better than being drunk, because there's no hangover, and I don't get too obnoxious and loud. But I believe in the magic of writing, and in that respect, I think writing, I mean, it's creative, right? It is an art form, but I believe in the magic of writing. I really do, because especially because there are times when it's really a slog, and it's like it feels more like a job, and then you just have to push through. And then there are other times when like this week, like when I was really feeling it, and this book was like, I was like falling in love with my own book, which sounds incredibly obnoxious, but hey, I'm a writer. I have to do what I have to do to get the words out on the paper, right? So I do see it as an art, but it is, of course, also a job, because I mean, this is what we do. Writing and publishing is our work, because it's our livelihood. If I don't write, we don't make money. So of course, it's our business. I see my writing career definitely as a business. So like, and there is a division, like, for instance, it's very clear in my day. In the morning I write, so, and then I have lunch, and in the afternoon it's business for me, so I like we're taking this course of Facebook ads for authors, for instance, to take our business to the next level, right? I do marketing, I do my correspondence with my readers, all of that. I spend too much time on Facebook. That's marketing as well. Social media is marketing. So it's definitely also a job, but maybe like not the writing part, maybe not so much, but writing is, I mean, it's not a small part, but it is only a part of what we do, right? I mean, there's the writing, and then there's all the rest, you know, there's the packaging and sales and marketing and all of that. So it's definitely both, because, you know, writing is my art, but it's also my job, because, you know, it's what we do, it's what we both do. So Lady Publishing, it's my wife and I, we both run this business. And I take care of the writing. Caroline takes care of like most of all the annoying shit that I don't want to deal with. Well, it is kind of true. And you know, like I'm lucky that, you know, she can design the covers, and she's very involved in my writing process as well. So it's really like, you know, this combined effort from the two of us. So yeah, thank you for asking that question. I hope I answered it to your satisfaction. And I think that's it. Send me more questions. I need the attention. Maybe next week I should cover my screen again so I look into the camera. Oh, my wife will be so pissed. Anyway, I'm going to watch Orange is the New Black now. And tonight Belgium is playing in the Euro 2016. And if they don't win, we're out. Well, maybe not, but they really have to win. So I'm going to be cheering them on. Go Belgium. Okay. Have a great weekend, and send me questions, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Peace out.